Welcome to Medical Intuitively Speaking. I'm Kim Louise, medical intuitive and holistic nutritionist. Join me on a journey to discuss all things medical intuition, metaphysics, nutrition, and energy healing. I'm so happy you're here. Let's get this started. Well, hello and welcome. In this episode, I'd like to discuss another client medical intuition session, and I will be answering some of your questions. I want to mention that my client has given me her permission to share the information from her session, but her name will be kept private. And just for some background information, and if you've already heard from my previous podcasts about how I go about connecting to the energy of my clients, you can just skip over this section. It'll be about 3 minutes long. Prior to any of the appointments with my clients, I ask that they don't tell me anything about their health concerns ahead of time, as that can influence the reading, and I base my readings off of a current headshot photo of them. Once I get their photo and prior to the appointment, I connect to their energy and their body and ask my guides to show me their health concerns. I will use an outline drawing of a body, front and back, on a piece of paper, and in my mind's eye, I will visualize their body within that outline drawing. I will also visualize them standing in front of me. I look at their body from head to toe, front to back, and at each body system during the assessment. My guides will assist me on the assessment, and I will receive the information through various ways. I will see it, I will hear it, I will feel it, or sometimes the information will drop in as a knowing. I will receive the information about current health issues, previous health issues, and even health issues that will reveal themselves in the future. For this client, who is 28 years old, when connecting to her photo and energy prior to our medical intuition session, my initial download of information that I received was that she was carrying a lot of sadness and pain, specifically from her father, who was emotionally abusive. I was shown that he had rejected her in a very big way. As a result, I was shown that she became shielded and hardened when it came to interacting with others. I was shown that she had then begun to use recreational drugs to deal with that pain. When I reached her sinus area, I was shown that her sinuses were stuffy and swollen, and that her nose was drippy. When I got to her mouth area, I was being shown that she had issues with her oral health, as I was seeing tooth decay and a need for dental attention. When I reached her stomach, I was being shown fumes rising up from her stomach and out of her mouth. This was being shown to me as a metaphor that she had discomfort from acid reflux and not having sufficient stomach acid. I was also being shown that it was related to having pent up anger. When I reached her right arm, I was seeing it in a cast and a sling. When I got to her liver, I was shown that it was mildly inflamed and that she had difficulty with detoxing. When I reached her small intestine, I was seeing that she had increased intestinal permeability and food sensitivities. When I reached her large intestine, I was seeing that she had diarrhea. When I got to her pelvic area, I was shown a padlock, which felt very strongly to me that she had experienced sexual trauma when she was younger. And for those who have heard my previous podcast, I did mention this story in one of the previous podcasts, if it's sounding familiar. When I reached her bladder, I was shown that she was significantly dehydrated and needed to drink a lot more water. During our session, she let me know that her father was very emotionally abusive and had rejected her. She also let me know that she definitely did start using recreational drugs at that time and struggled with addiction for years. She said that she has since gotten sober a few years ago. She said that she definitely has a lot of dental issues, including a major infection of her wisdom tooth and various other teeth that needed dental attention, and was scheduled for an upcoming dental appointment. I suggested that she start doing oil pulling with some organic, unrefined coconut oil. For those of you who are not familiar with this, you can take a teaspoon of coconut oil and swish it around in your mouth for 15 to 20 minutes before you brush your teeth. This helps to pull out impurities from the mouth and helps to support a healthy microbial balance in the mouth. Once finished, you don't want to swallow that oil. You'll want to actually spit it out in the trash can and not down the sink, as it can harden and possibly clog your drain. You definitely don't want that. Regarding her stomach, she said that she definitely has acid reflux and was experiencing pent-up anger regarding a work situation. She had just resigned from that job due to frustrations that she was feeling. After making sure that she didn't have an ulcer or a hiatal hernia, I suggested that she try betaine HCl. That's a supplement that can help to acidify the stomach. For those who are not aware, oftentimes when we experience acid reflux, it's due to having insufficient stomach acid, not due to having an overabundance of stomach acid. Stomach acid is really important as it helps us to digest proteins and absorb calcium, magnesium, iron, and vitamin B12, just to name a few nutrients. It's also our first line of defense against pathogens that enter our body through our mouth, and it keeps our pH low enough so that food can proceed from our stomach into our small intestine for further digestion and absorption. Regarding her small intestine, when we don't have sufficient stomach acid, this can have a cascading effect on the rest of our digestive process. This can lead to issues of increased intestinal permeability, also known as leaky gut, which can lead to food sensitivities. She said that she had issues with her small intestine and bloating. We also discussed details of her diet, and I suggested that she eat more of a whole food based diet and remove the highly processed packaged foods that she was eating. Regarding the sinus issues that I was being shown, she let me know that she definitely was experiencing a runny nose, sneezing, and itchy eyes. I let her know that this can be very related to her gut issues. When we have leaky gut and food sensitivities, this can lead to sinus and nasal issues. Regarding seeing her arm in a cast and a sling, she said that in the past, when she was working at a previous job, she had an accident with some work equipment that caused her to injure her arm. She ended up getting a full cast put on her arm and was out of work while she recovered. Regarding her large intestine and seeing the diarrhea, she confirmed that she did have diarrhea for that week leading up to our conversation on the phone. Regarding the padlock that I was seeing in her pelvic area, unfortunately, she said that she had been sexually abused when she was a young girl. The person who did this was her father's friend. And though it went on for a long time, when she became an adult, she took legal action and ended up getting him sent to prison. And that was a really wonderful story to hear. Though she was able to get some resolve by having him sent to prison, at some point she will still need to work through the pain of that sexual abuse, as it's having an impact on her body. But she wasn't ready to do that just yet. A few months later, after our session, I received a follow-up email from her about her digestive and sinus issues. She said that using the supplement to help acidify her stomach, along with the dietary changes, that really helped her significantly, and she was feeling a lot better. I wanted to answer a few listener questions. The first question is, explain further the information that you're able to pick up during a medical intuition reading. Well, as you've heard earlier, and possibly in some of the previous podcasts, I will receive information about details of my client's physical health. I also receive information about unresolved emotional issues that are often the root cause of our health issues. Sometimes this can come as a surprise to clients during a session, as they don't realize that this is what a medical intuitive is often shown, and that their body is still being affected by those past emotions. There have been times when the immediate download of information that I receive from their photo or even from their voice, that information is so strong regarding unresolved emotional pain from their past. Oftentimes it's from their childhood, so it's really clear to me from that immediate download. Some of my clients feel that they've successfully pushed down those emotions, but they don't realize that the energy remains in the body like a poison. They have a difficult time seeing this unresolved energetic issue in their own body, and that's why it's a good idea to consult a medical intuitive if health issues seem to be a mystery. I completely understand that it's really scary to have to relive those awful moments of trauma in order to be able to heal from the trauma, but if it's affecting a person's body long term, that's when they need to weigh out whether it's worth repressing the emotions or not. Also, during sessions, occasionally a loved one from the other side will come through. I will ask them to provide evidence of who they are so that my clients will know who it is. I've had some come through who apologized to my clients and who expressed the love that they weren't able to express when they were alive. This can be really cathartic to some people who are still carrying the emotional pain from feeling unloved and hurt. Some come through to provide guidance during energy healing sessions. The next question is, how do you know which method of energy healing to do during an energy healing session? Well, for that, I ask my guides to provide the best energy healing modality for each client's unique health issues. The energy healing can really vary from client to client. For some, I'm guided to do Reiki or chakra balancing or even healing using dowsing techniques. For others, it can involve a soul retrieval. Sometimes my guides will actually do the healing themselves, and my job is to explain what I'm watching them do. Then the next question is, will I be teaching medical intuition classes in the future? And the answer is yes. I don't know, however, if it will be this year or next, but when I do, I will definitely be posting it on my website and mentioning it in future podcasts. Well, my friends, I'm going to wrap it up here. If you are wanting to have a medical intuition session with me, I will post my website information in the show notes. If you have any questions, you can also find my email in the show notes. And I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to this show and leave a nice review, as that can help other listeners to find the show, and it helps to grow the podcast. And I want to thank you all for listening, and I wish you all the very best in health.